Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I've got another action figure review video for you, and we're going to be taking a look at the Star Wars Black Series Luke in his flight suit, the Snowspeeder Luke from Hoth, recently re-released in the new packaging, and obviously it came on the carded Kenner version and in the new box. This is the Kenner carded version, and as I said, a re-release. However, it's a re-release that has been upgraded and changed slightly. So this one has his X-wing helmet, with the classic yellow visor, and the under sculpt on his head isn't hair; it is a kind of like flight cap. So it is new in a way, but it is a re-release. But it's Luke Skywalker. So we're going to jump into it. Do subscribe if you're new to the channel and leave a like on this video if you enjoy it. So let's jump into it. What are you going to get in the package? So as you can see here, Luke's pretty standard. He's going to come with his hilt and the detachable blade, and then the helmet does come off. Apart from that, you're not going to get any other attachments. It's not something that we are really surprised about. I mean, it's Snowspeeder Luke. However, it would have been nice for him to come with a grappling gun. I do think that would have been a little bit nicer, and to be honest, I think it would have made the figure a little bit more popular as well. It's one of those figures where you didn't get much with the figure. Let's move on to the design. I mean, it's Luke in his convict suit, as some people like to say, his bright orange flight suit. In terms of the detail, the design, they've completely captured the on-screen look of these flight suits brilliantly. They've got the cargo pants kind of, and the textures and the pockets look. It looks really nice. The detailing, that you kind of like the bandolier kind of strap of like charges or cartridges or something like that. The boots, the snow boots, obviously well detailed. He's real clean, obviously, being on Hoth, it's not really a dirty planet in terms of, he doesn't really get dirty, but his flight suit's pretty, clean. The pouches on the back here, the chest plate here with the details, the paint applications on that are really good, and I mean the design, they've captured it again on screen really well. You've got the hose that comes out as well, the belt, the kind of straps. You've got his kind of details on the wrist, but then where this kind of comes to the best part in terms of the the paint application to me. And as you can see here, we've got the helmet off, so it with a bit of a wiggle you will get him off. And as you can see on Luke's kind of head sculpt here, he has the kind of like cosmonaut head wrap with the ear defenders and stuff like that. That gives the head a good shape for the helmet, but obviously the face, really good face sculpt, nicely done. Blue eyes, the paint applications are fantastic. The face has got some nice texture, so his paint applications on this figure are fantastic, and it's really well captured from the screen, accurate kind of look of Luke. But this helmet is my favourite part. I mean, Luke's X-wing, or flight helmet, is obviously it's kind of synonymous with Luke Skywalker in general, but in Star Wars, it's the red leader, gold leader kind of scenes from the Battle of Yavin, that sort of stuff. They're just so so famous. And look, they've captured the weathering on this and the carbon scoring and stuff like this so well. This helmet, not only does it look great from a design standpoint, but with the decals and stuff like that, it's really nice. The the Rebel logos, the Rebel Alliance, and the detailing of the paint and the faded paint. This being an older helmet, the yellow visor that's kind of transparent, but the weathering just really ties this together and makes it fantastic. And as I said, just with a bit of wiggling, it kind of goes back onto Luke. I know the old flight suit Luke, or sort of Hoth Snowspeeder Luke, he didn't have his helmet, he had just hair, which is fine, but I think this really wraps it together, because also then you can take his helmet off and use it as a prop in your diorama displays or your toy photography for other characters, or with this Luke holding it, or another version of your Luke. Obviously with the saber, just pretty pretty standard. And then, you know, this pops out. Not only is the paint applications on point, but the design is there too. So great start so far for our man Luke Skywalker. So moving on to articulation. Now, one of the things with Luke is that he does have his kind of straps here. So to a certain degree, as you can kind of see in focus there, these kind of like flight straps, you know, from his flight suit. So to a degree, although the articulation is there, in terms of like at the knees, the hips, that sort of stuff, that's going to be hindered by that. So, you know, we'll take into account what is available, because you can take these off of his legs. I don't know if you can see here and get it into focus. Like, this is loose enough that you could unloop his legs and put them through, so that's fine. And I think it would just pop off altogether. But in terms of articulation, like, he has got a good range. It's just deceptive in the legs because of this. So starting at the feet, he's got really tremendous toe point. If I can get that in focus. Here we go. So the toe point is fantastic, and then he got a really good ankle pivot to sort of go with that all the way around to the side. Makes it really dynamic. In terms of pointing up, there isn't much. It comes to sort of just above flat in his little well, they're snow boots, but the bottom portion kind of looks like loafers. So but yeah, like, so flat is about where you can get, not much of a toe point. In terms of at the knee, you're going to get to 90, which again, that's fine. And obviously it's kind of hindered by this if you keep this on anyway. So like you can see now, I can't really separate the legs, but you can pop this, as you can see, kind of like pop it over the knee and take it off completely. So it's just trailing behind, or just take it off of Luke altogether. So at the knee, you're going to get 90. You do have a thigh pivot. I don't know if you can quite see here, but you kind of see there in the rotations, the thigh pivot. And then you do have a nice hip pivot here. It's just obviously the fact that this is hindering it, but it is really good. It does have a good range of motion that isn't hindered. And like you can see, his kind of top half is like a rubbery material that can be lifted, so if you're moving his legs, like, it doesn't hinder it. It kind of works with you, so that's really good. In terms of the hip, he does have this pipe connected. I'll get this in focus for you again. He does have this hose connected, so obviously, like, there's decent hip movement, but obviously you've got to think to yourself, like, that hose can't go very far. And then obviously, like, if you're moving him around, he is a little bit hindered by the fact that, like, he's got a lot of connected pieces. He looks awesome, but like, those pieces, you know, they are molded to the chest. They aren't just popped in or whatever. That piece there is this, you know, it's a part of this chest plate. So not much there, unfortunately. Not much of a twist. Like, if you can see now, I'm trying to work him side to side, so you don't get much, and it kind of like pops back. You can kind of see that, like, when I do that, it kind of pops back to the start. It's kind of like one of those kung fu action kind of maneuvers where, like, you twist a figure and it comes back like it's swinging a sword or something. In his wrist, he's got a little bit of give, side to side, not much. At the elbow, he'll get 90. If you can see that in focus, he'll get 90. And then obviously at the shoulder. But the shoulder's quite good. He'll get to 90, he'll get to a T-pose, but he does have the ability to come up, and then obviously you can rotate up as well. So if you wanted to have arm above head swinging from his grappler or something like that, you can. In terms of the head, really good head movement, which is good because obviously if you've got his head on a swivel in a cockpit shot or a dynamic shot, and obviously, like, you can take this helmet off, but I like to keep it on because I think it looks a lot better. But like, it's good that you can really get him looking all over, and move the helmet around so that he's got good range of motion in the head, so that's really nice. Overall, the articulation is very limited though. Obviously, it's Luke in his snow speeder suit or flight suit, so maybe if you're using Endor Luke or something like that, you're going to use him for a lot more dynamic poses in that regard. But in terms of in terms of this Luke, he's not the most articulate figure. Like I said, you can pull this piece off of the legs to give yourself some more movement, but it is a little bit limited. In terms of the versatility, now it's an up and down sort of figure, because you could say that it's very versatile because it's Luke in a flight suit, so any shot you want to do with him to do with an X-Wing or on Hoth, with the snowspeeder, that sort of thing, very versatile, of course. But then obviously anything apart from that, his bright orange suit, he doesn't really wear that anywhere else other than in his Hoth scenes, or when he's in the X-Wing. So obviously if you've got a display for that, or you've got toy photography ideas, then there's that. Now obviously he's not limited because it's Luke Skywalker. Everybody knows it's Luke Skywalker. So you could do creative photography shots where he's back in the Hoth corridors fighting stormtroopers and whatnot with his lightsaber, or on a spaceship or something. He's turned up, jumped out of the X-Wing cockpit, and he's on the rampage. In terms of versatility, like I say, up and down, depends on your outlook. Okay then guys, that wraps it up here with some final thoughts on the Luke Snowspeeder figure. Great figure. I'm going to give this figure a 7 out of 10. It would be a 6 because of the lack of range of motion, but I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt because it is Luke Skywalker, a great character. The fact that he's in a flight suit means that he doesn't just have to be Snowspeeder Luke. He can be, the X-Wing Luke that we know and love from the Battle of Yavin, and much more. You can be creative. I certainly will be with my toy photography. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. It was an awesome figure. I hope it was informative for you to watch this review. Do subscribe if you're new to the channel, not to miss a beat. Do like this video if you enjoy it as well. Throw me a comment down below if you have any questions, and I'll see what I can do there. So I'm going to leave you with that, guys. Take care, and I'm going to see you in the next one.